Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, man. Sports Feedback. We're going to be checking out a video coming from the Dummy Runner YouTube channel. The title of the video is Rugby versus American Football. Which sport would break you faster? Straight up, I genuinely, I don't know. But we're going to find out about rugby today and see if it's, more intense than American football. Right. Obviously, I do know one thing for sure. Americans, we wear a lot of padding in the sport. And if I'm not mistaken, in rugby, y'all don't be doing all of that. So there's a high potential that rugby could be the one that, a little bit more tough, right? But nonetheless, we're going to find that out in this video. So thank you for watching. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do like and subscribe. And yeah, man, if you have any recommendations, leave those in the comment section down below, or perfectly click that link in the pinned comment section. It's a Google form. It's a link to a Google form where you guys can actually recommend anything about sports, and I'll check them out as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get right into it.
Rugby, a game which demands you to deliberately inflict harm on yourself to get a ball over the line. American football, a game which demands you to deliberately inflict harm on yourself to get a ball over the line. But they wear pads. Sorry.
Funny. Okay, funny. They wear pads. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm struggling to get... But they wear pads. Sorry, that's the hardest line I've ever had to do. Ever since the dawn of these two sports, fans have been divided, arguing which of the respected sports are tougher. I mean, if we're all being honest with each other, you've got to be slightly nuts to play either of these sports.
Yeah.
Voluntarily allowing yourself to essentially be hit by a car 3 to 4 times a game isn't for the faint-hearted, alright? And it would probably usually get you admitted into some sort of psychiatric ward. But if you put some boots on and stick a gum shield in the mouth, that's entertainment. You could literally die playing both of these sports. Death, right? But we still choose to do it. Why don't we all just take up bowling?
Yeah, no. We're not finna do that.
Bowling's pretty fun.
I like the sport, but need a little bit of activity, you know what I mean? A little bit of risk factor in there.
Tournament champions winner.
Maybe not. But today, I'm going to try and work out which one is tougher. Rugby or American football.
He's out there with a kid like Cameron Robinson and what?
Oof.
When you compare the contact in these two games, you've got to compare a few things. Intensity, volume, and how many minutes each tackle takes off your life. And rugby players hit hard, bone on bone, crunching tackles. Each tackle makes you question why you play the game. Rugby, you have to be able to tackle anyone that comes in your way, okay? Or you just play fullback. Tactically miss the last tackle, blame everyone that they got through the defensive line in the first place, okay? Lose the cup, ruin your club's chance of getting any sort of success in the last 120 years. Thanks a lot, Mark. Cheers, mate. A lot of the time when you tell someone that you play rugby, the first thing they often ask is why? Why?
Really?
And that's a really good question that we probably don't ask ourselves enough. Okay, the only time we actually ask ourselves that is if we're at the bottom of the ruck and we start to lose feeling to our legs. As a rugby player myself, I've been tackled, and I've tackled far too many times for my own good. Okay? But when I compare a big rugby hit to a big American football hit, I would take the rugby hit 100% of the time. I just don't get it. Okay, some American football players launch themselves into tackles so fast and so hard, they actually look like they want to go to jail for manslaughter. Those pads don't look like they're doing anything, okay?
They're really shoulder pads, so at the end of the day,
thing they look like they're doing is giving a one-way ticket to hell, which is actually a small village in Norway. Quite nice, apparently. I mean, just look at this, for example. He's essentially kamikazed himself headfirst into another man and has managed to get up and walk away. I mean, if I attempted that myself, my shoulder would end up tickling the back of my kneecap. And that's the difference with rugby. You have to repeatedly make these tackles for a full 80 minutes. Go out too hard, too early, and you'll end up in no man's land.
Yeah, I don't know. Seeing a guy lift another man, throw him down like that, just not, I don't know. It seems a little bit tougher to me.
Minutes. Go out too hard.
Look at what dude's gonna do.
Too early.
Pick him up,
and you'll end up in no man's land. Which is actually a crossroads in southeast Cornwall. The pure volume of contact in rugby is what makes it so hard. The tackles, the rucks, the scrums, the mauls, the dropping high balls, they all come together just to make a one big messy ball of pain and DOMs. And that's one of the main arguments for people that think rugby is a tougher sport. It's constant. The pain doesn't stop. Whereas in American football you have 40-second breaks within each play and you have ad breaks here, there and everywhere. Don't get me wrong, I'd love some of that sweet, sweet ad revenue in rugby. By God, we need it. But it would get rid of what makes rugby so special. 80 minutes of full-on gladiatorial combat. And boy, are some of our gladiators good. Look at this guy right here. You're going to sit there and seriously tell me you would tackle him?
No.
You would tackle that?
What I do think I would do is he could tackle me because he's pretty big. I'm fast. It would be fun. But if he ever makes contact, that's it for me. Because I'm not a big body. I'm just, I'm just neutral. I'm not scrawny, skinny, but I'm just average. So shit, it would be a tough one. But shit, I'd be the one running. I think I would actually be pretty decent at that.
Look at this. Look at the size of his legs.
Yeah, that's tough.
You think you can tackle that? No, you couldn't. You're lying to yourself. Okay? Rugby's getting to that stage where most players in pretty much all positions have to be big. Okay? Unless you're a 9. 9's... Being a 9's pretty cool. Got to pass the ball. And then try to tackle. They don't expect you to actually tackle. If you miss the tackle, it's fine. And American football isn't shy of huge athletes as well. Everyone that plays that sport is big and fast. Okay, look at this here. How is that? How is he moving that fast? How is that physically possible? That a man that size shouldn't move that fast. It doesn't work. Okay, it's not fair. What is this man injecting into his cheeks to achieve this sort of size and athleticism? Okay. Let me know so I can just stay way clear. So I can never go anywhere near it. Let me know so I don't ever find it. Yeah. Pause. If you haven't liked nor subscribed to the channel right now, you will have to play field hockey for the rest of your life. Ooh. Field hockey. It's probably the worst sport in the world. Okay. Continue. What about we just have one massive wrestling match with the 10 strongest rugby players and the 10 strongest American football players clashing in the middle? I think it would probably destroy the planet, to be honest, but it would be great to see. Okay, that would let us decide who is ultimately the toughest. We could even go so far as to host it in Uranus, which is a small town in Missouri. Who keeps writing this stuff? Quite frankly, there is no real objective way to test which is the toughest sport. And that's the problem, isn't it, really? As sporting fans, we often strive for sporting supremacy, getting the one-up on our competitors in other sports. Are we really ever going to find out which sport inflicts the most pain? As fans, we just have to
but this is the thing, right? I think both of them are about 50 to 49, 51-49, right? The ratio, right? But the thing is, why I would give it to rugby is because, like, they're doing exactly what's going on in football. But they literally do not have, like, any form of protection. That's the difference, right? And they continuously attack, right? Like, when you fall in football, they might jump on you and everything, try to scrabble, get the ball, whatever. But in rugby, what I've always noticed was that when they fall, they'll pick a dude up and just be like, huh. Like, that's just not necessary at all, right? The play ends right there, right? So that's what I'm saying. I think it's a 49-51 because I do believe that football is very, very, very tough, and you got to be really tough, really big and strong to actually play the sport. Or really, really fast and agile, or really good at throwing a ball or whatever. But at the end of the day, rugby, I think you generally have to be big, right? Like, I think I would survive way more in football than I would in rugby. That's just because I'm fast and agile, and I can, I can break some ankles, right? That's what I mean. But I don't know. In rugby, dudes be they just be, you know what I mean? Like they be hogging, they be
and enjoy it and appreciate these amazing athletes for sacrificing their well-being and bodies for our entertainment. Next time you sit down and enjoy your favorite sport, be it rugby or American football, just appreciate the amount of pain some of these athletes could be going through, even if they get paid a lot while doing it. In my opinion, I think rugby slightly edges it, purely down to the repetitive nature of the contact. I might be slightly biased, because I've never actually played American football before, but that doesn't matter. I'd love to know your opinion down in the comments section below.
Oh, Queensland. So he's actually Australian.
Let me know which one you think is harder, or if there's a harder sport out there. Probably UFC. Something where you literally beat someone's face into a pulp. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did.
Yeah, there are definitely, tougher sports out there. These are just, you got to be strong to do them. But boxing, UFC, those are way, 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 way more dramatic and worse sports. In fact, they have a few of them like style boxing where I'd even argue that face smacking competition is way more tougher than this. I'm just being honest, because I to be smacked in the face, you're destroying like the eardrum, the chi, the jaw, whatever. Like a lot of shit can go wrong. This is directly, your life, right? If that makes any sense. If this part stops working, it's pointless to be alive, right? But if this part not working, you good, right? Broken arm, whatever. But if you actually mess up any one of these, cognitive area, like your smelling, the ears, eyes, all of those, you're done. So I don't know. I think there are definitely tougher sports out there, but they'd be more direct contact where the intent is to inflict pain. But the rugby and football, the intent is not to inflict pain. The intent is simply to get the damn ball and score over the line. So you just do whatever it takes to get that done. So I definitely don't think they're the most intense sports in the world in terms of inflicting pain. But outside of that, I do believe that rugby definitely edges out football, because football is a very tedious sport, big guys, whatever. But at the end of the day, there's still some factors of safety involved in it. And when you add safety to anything, it just becomes a lot less severe, if that makes any sense. It's just like boxing when you're using pads and stuff like that. It's way like a UFC punch versus boxing. It's not the same, right? There's a whole pad on the boxing glove. Like, do you get the point that I'm saying? When there's some sort of added protection, it's not as intense as without the protection. That's what I think. But with that being said, I still think that it's very comparable. So I give it like a 51-49, somewhere around there. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. But definitely rugby's a tough ass sport. So if y'all want me to check out anything related to rugby, just leave those in the comment section down below, or preferably click that link in the pinned comment section where you can recommend videos about rugby, and I'll check them out as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.